And welcome to the Mirroring Soul. I'm so glad you could be joining me for this new moon in Aries yoga sequence. The body areas that are affected by this new moon are the teeth, the jaw, the neck, and the head. And so we're going to be focusing on that, bringing awareness and balance to those areas, along with the heart and throat chakra. And for this yoga setup, you're going to want to grab your mat, a bolster, blocks, and a blanket. As with any yoga practice, you want to make sure to listen to your body. If any of these feel difficult to you or painful, you can gently back out, reset, use any props that you feel necessary, or even skip the pose altogether. This is your practice, so please listen to your body. You can take advantage of this new moon to go inward and be mindful of anything that comes up during this time. Whenever you feel that you're ready, you have everything set, I'll meet you on the mat. All right, we're going to begin this yoga sequence with a moon salutation. You want to find the side of your mat. Feet are going to be side by side. Arms are going to come up. Full breath in. Interlace your fingers. Cross the thumbs. Extend the pointer finger towards the ceiling. Reach towards the sky. Engage your core. Full breath in. Exhale and reach for the left, keeping your arms by your ears. Beautiful. And you can go ahead. Bring your upper body back to center. Full breath in, reach for the ceiling, exhaling over to the right. Beautiful. We'll come back to center. We're going to release the arms, take a big step out to the side. Feet are going to externally rotate. Arms go above the head, going into goddess, bend the knees, bend the elbows, palms forward. And straighten the legs, straighten the arms, rotate the feet so that they're parallel, extending the arms completely into star. And rotating that left foot to the left. We're going to go into triangle, really reach with that left arm over that left leg and bring it on down to that left leg, maybe on a block, maybe on your shin. Right arm comes up towards the ceiling, keeping that core engaged. Raise that upper body back up, moving into pyramid. You might want to bring that right foot up just a little bit and then twist the torso so it's facing in the left direction. Upper body comes down over that left straight leg. Maybe the head touches the knee. We're going to go into a lunge here, a little lunge with the right knee resting on the mat, left knee is over the left ankle. Arms are overhead. We're going to walk our body over to the center of our mat, widening our feet, hands at heart center in yogi squat. We're going to go into a right lunge, bringing that left knee to the mat. The right knee is over our right ankle, arms overhead. And then you can plant your hands on the mat. Tuck your left toes, straighten that leg. Head comes to the right knee in pyramid. Slowly come on up. Moving into triangle, just the feet as needed. Reaching that right arm first over that leg, and then allow the upper body to come down. Again, feel free to use the block here if you need to. Left arm comes up towards the ceiling. Upper body comes up, moving into star. Feet are parallel to each other. Arms are extended widely. Moving into goddess, externally rotate those feet. Bend the knees, bend the elbows. Thumbs and pointer fingers are together, extending the other fingers. Taking a big step over to the right, arms come up. Full breath in, exhale over to the right. Inhale back to center. Full breath in, exhale over to the left. Beautiful. And then you can relax your arms down to your side. And we're going to roll our shoulders forward, back, and down. A few times forward, back, and down. Forward, back, and down. Great. And then we're going to rotate our wrists in one direction, moving our arms upwards towards above our head. And then we're going to reverse that motion of the wrists. the rotation moving on down. And we're going to allow our ear to fall to one side by our shoulder and roll it towards the chest and then to the other side. Beautiful. Then we're going to do a shoulder shrugs back, up and forward, back, up and forward, back, up and forward. Then we're going to do those wrist rotations, whichever direction feels good for you or is the opposite from which we started, moving our arms upward and over our head. And then in the opposite direction as we move our arms down. Beautiful. And we're going to come into a forward fold. So arms are going to go overhead. Full breath in. Exhale, allowing the upper body to come down towards the floor. And maybe you have a little bend in the knees here. Maybe you hold on to the elbows for your first forward fold. Maybe you tuck that chin towards your chest, allowing the back of the neck to relax. And we'll slowly take our time to roll on up. Vertebrae by vertebrae, releasing the neck at the end. And we can go ahead and place our hands at our low back. And maybe bringing the hips forward just a little bit, maybe looking behind us for a little baby back bend. And slowly allow your body to return to its neutral position. We're going to widen our legs out from each other, going into a wide-legged forward fold. Slowly allow the upper body to come on down towards the floor. Hands can meet the mat or your blocks. And maybe you see what it feels like if you bring the toes in just a little bit more, bringing the heels out. Maybe that feels different, maybe feels good, maybe it doesn't change anything for you, and that's okay too. And we're gonna do a spinal twist over to the left, placing our right hand to the mat or the block, and bringing our gaze up towards our left hand. Really trying to keep the hips aligned with each other, not shifting one side back or forward. Beautiful. And you can relax that left arm down to the floor. Right arm's going to come up, taking that gaze to the right hand. Beautiful, and you can let that arm return to the floor. Slowly come on up, bring the legs together with a little back bend release. There, great. We're going to come into downward dog. So again, forward fold, and then walk your hands forward. Maybe you pedal out the feet here. And then you can bring the knees to the floor. We're going to go through a few cat-cows, rounding that spine, pressing our hands and knees into the floor, tucking our chin, and then slowly lowering the abdomen towards the floor, untucking that tailbone, taking a look up towards the ceiling. One more time, rounding that spine, tucking that tailbone, tucking that chin towards the chest. Then we're going to go into child's pose. And you can bring the hips back over your feet. You can even widen the space in between your knees if you like. Pressing the palms or walking them forward, allowing your head to rest here. And then we're going to press ourselves back up into downward dog, raising those hips towards the ceiling. Head can be in between the arms, really creating an upside down V with our body, or whatever it looks like for you today. And then we'll return our knees to the floor, underneath our hips, and cat-cow around that spine towards the ceiling. Tucking the tailbone and chin towards the chest. And then allowing the abdomen to drop, untucking the tailbone, head comes towards the ceiling. One more time, arch that back towards the ceiling. Tuck the tailbone and chin towards each other. And uncurl them. And we're going to go back into our child's pose. Again, the position of your knees is up to you if you want to keep them close to each other and just sink the hips back over the feet, walking the hands forward, or if you want to create a little space between the knees, toes touch, hands walk forward, and head rests on the mat here. And then we'll come on up and do a few hip circles in one direction and then the other. Maybe barrel roll, bringing the ribs to one side up and then to the other side and then in reverse. Beautiful. We're going to go into threading the needle on the left side, so still with our knees underneath our hips. We're going to walk that left arm up just a little bit, take that right arm underneath that arm, allow the upper body to melt towards the floor, rest the head on the mat, hips are towards the ceiling, knees are underneath the hips, and you can bring that left arm up towards the ceiling, behind your back if you like, or you can keep it supporting yourself, just keeping it on the mat where it was. And we're going to untuck that right arm from underneath us, raise it up towards the ceiling, and then back underneath the shoulder. And this time we're going to do threading the needle on the left. Left arm goes underneath the right arm, placing that right arm just a little bit forward if you like, or again, placing it behind your back. Really allowing the space of the neck between the ear and the shoulder to relax. And always feel free to use any props, blankets, cushions to make yourself more comfortable throughout your practice. Maybe for your knees, you have little cushions that would make this a little bit more comfortable. You can go ahead. We'll take that left arm out from underneath us, bring it to the ceiling, and then back to the mat. And we're going to find a seated position, bringing our legs out from underneath us, crossing whichever shin feels comfortable to come in front. Maybe placing the back of the hands on top of the knees or thighs, straightening the spine, aligning the head over the body, over the neck, over the shoulders, chest, rib cage, hips, into the ground. We're going to again take another body scan, starting at the top of the head. You can close your eyes if you like, just to bring awareness and allowing the body to let go of any tension from these areas, from the area of the forehead, and the side temples, from the ears, from the cheeks, from the jaw, from the teeth, the tongue, the chin, the throat, the collarbones, the shoulders, the arms, the hands, the fingertips, the chest, abdomen, the hips, thighs, the knees, the calves, the ankles, the feet, and the toes. And our connection to the ground. And if you like, you can slowly open your eyes. We're going to take our fingertips of both hands, finding the center of our forehead. We're going to draw them from the center outward towards the temples, down, the face by the jaw, to the chin and off. And one more time. And then we're going to take our fingertips to circle the temples. And you can use the fingertips in one spot, circle it slightly, and then move that fingertip to a different spot around that temple. And you can move that in a circular pattern all the way around the temples. And then you can go ahead and reverse the circles and the direction you were going. Again, you just press the fingertips, keep it in that spot and circle slightly, gently, in a way that feels good for you. And then we're going to use our palm to press into our forehead all the way across. Maybe you use both palms, maybe you use one. Maybe you circle the palm into the forehead, again moving the spot in circles in one direction, and then in the other direction. And then we're going to use the fingertips first to press into our skull in different areas, starting from the center, moving to the side, down by our ears, and even back towards the back of our head. Maybe you make tiny circles, then maybe you allow your fingers to just relax a little bit and slide across the head into wider circles. And then you can use the palm of your hand, if you like, to just place one on one side of the head and the other on the other, and gently press them together. And then move the palms again towards the back of the head, pressing gently, maybe one towards the front of the skull and one towards the back, and doing a little press there. And then we'll take the fingers to the ears, and we're just going to gently grab the inside of the ear, and the thumb will come onto the outside of the back of the ear. Gently pull the ear away from the head. You can open your mouth and exhale and close your mouth. Maybe wiggle the jaw back and forth as you're still pulling on the ear. Beautiful. And then we're going to place our hands in a gentle fist using the back side of our fingers across the jaw muscle, your TMJ, which you can feel if you open and close your mouth. And if you maybe bite down a little bit, you'll feel that muscle pop up a little bit. And just press gently through there. And then you can move that down just a little bit all along that muscle a few times. And then you can use your fingertips to circle that same area on the left side. You can circle in one direction and then the other. And then you can take those fingertips and just go from the top part, again, of where you'll feel that muscle of the jaw, and take your fingertips together side by side and slowly drag them, pressing into that muscle down towards the bottom of the jaw. We'll do that a few times. Maybe you open and close your mouth while you drag your fingertips. Great, and we'll do that on the right side, again with that loose fist, using the back side of the fingers to gently press into the top part of that jaw muscle. You can press into it, you can rock a little bit, and you can lower the position of where you press all along that jaw muscle. And then you can use the fingertips of the right hand, again, to press into that muscle and circle in one direction and then the other, maybe close to the ear, that back side of the jaw. And then we'll use the fingertips together and come to the top of that jaw muscle and drag it down towards the bottom. Maybe you open and close your mouth. Wonderful. And we're going to roll our shoulders back and forward just a little bit to reset. And we're going to take the arms behind us slightly, widen them, up and cross them in front of the body. Back, open, up, and cross them in front of the body. Back, open, and cross them in front of the body. And then we're going to bring them forward, cross, up, and open. Forward, cross, up, and open. Forward, cross, up, and open. Then we're going to bring the hands behind the head, interlace them. Elbows are wide, full breath in. Exhale, and round the back. Elbows come close together. Inhale, elbows out to the side, heads back. Exhale, round, elbows come together. Full breath in, elbows open, head comes back, chest is up. Exhale, elbows close. And then we're going to bring our left ear to our left shoulder. Hand can rest on the outside of that right ear. Right arm's going to extend out to the side, palm facing forward, thumbs up towards the ceiling. And we're going to make little baby circles forward, up, back, and down. And then the opposite direction. And then we're going to make a little baby fist, put it into our side with that right hand, and take our left arm and just slightly pull on that elbow forward. Beautiful. And then we're going to interlace our fingers in front of us, making a round circle, and drop our head in the middle. And then go ahead and release that and roll your head down to one shoulder, forward across the chest, to the other shoulder, back, and then in the opposite direction to the shoulder, across the chest, into the ear. And then we'll circle the arms back, up, across the body, and down, back, up, across the body, and down, back, up, across the body, and down, and then forward, across the body, up, and back, forward, across the body, up, and back, forward, across the body, up, and back. And then we'll do the butterfly, the elbows, hands are behind the head, full breath in. Exhale, round the elbows towards the front of the body. Full breath in, elbows open, chest is up. Exhale, elbows come in. One more time, full breath in, elbows out to the side, head back, exhale, elbows towards each other, rounding the back. And we'll relax the right ear, this time to the right shoulder, holding on top of the head by the left ear, and we'll extend that left arm out to the side, doing baby circles, palms facing forward, thumbs up, forward, back, up, forward, down, back and up, forward, down, back and up, and then in the opposite direction, back, down, forward and up, back, down, forward and up. And then you can go ahead and make a gentle fist, place it into your hip area, take your right arm, bring it to that left elbow and just gently pull it forward. And you can relax that stretch. Arms are going to round out in front of us, interlacing the hands, and then you can drop your head down in the center. Beautiful, and you can relax that, circling your head to one direction, one shoulder, back to the other shoulder, across the chest, and then across the chest to the other shoulder, back, and to that same shoulder. Beautiful. And then we're going to go into supported position. We're going to bring our bolster and our blocks, placing the bolster underneath on the spot that would be by our hips. We can go ahead and sit on that and bring it a little forward so that once we lay back, our shoulder blades will actually touch the floor. But we want to go ahead and grab our blocks first, place them in a position where our ankles can rest. And then slowly rest on the elbows, allow the upper body to come down to the floor. And if you like to use a strap here for around your feet, you can, just so they can completely relax, or use 2 blocks side by side. You can rest your arms in a position that's comfortable for you. Maybe that's on your abdomen, maybe that's down by your side or above your head. Maybe you tuck that chin towards your chest just a little bit more, extending that neck. And then to get out of this pose, if you want to maybe just slightly lift your feet off the blocks, place them on the floor, lift your hips up, and you can slide that bolster out from underneath you. If you want to move it away, we're going to go into spinal twists for the back. So legs are side by side to begin with. You're going to bring that right knee towards the ceiling. Allow it to fall over to the left side. Maybe you let the left hand rest on top of that right thigh. Maybe you take that right arm out to the side, palm facing up. Or cactus it, bending at the elbow and raising the hand above. Resting the back of the hand on the mat. Maybe you look in the direction of that right arm. bring it back down to meet the left. And we're going to do a spinal twist with the left, bringing that left knee above towards the ceiling and across the right side body. Left arm comes out towards the side. Eye gaze is in that direction. Maybe you bend at the elbow, letting the back of the hand rest on the mat in cactus. Again, just choosing a position that feels good for you today. You can go ahead and bring that left leg to meet the right. Slowly. Beautiful. And maybe you bring the knees towards the chest. Give them a little hug here. Maybe you tuck the chin towards the chest, towards the knees. Beautiful. We're going to do half happy baby, so go ahead and extend that right leg down. That left foot's going to go towards the ceiling, and you're going to hold on to the outside of that left foot with your fingertips or strap if you need to. You can go ahead and let that left leg return alongside the right, and then bring the right knee towards the chest. Extend that foot towards the ceiling. Hold on to the outside of that right foot with your fingers. And you can go ahead and extend that right leg alongside the left, and then bring both of the knees in the directions of the shoulders, the chest, widen the space between the feet. They're going to be facing the ceiling again, and you're just going to hold on to the outside of the feet, allowing the knees to drop towards the floor. Maybe you rock side to side along the spine. And then maybe you tuck the chin towards the chest, extending the space, the neck along your mat. into Shavasana, you can just relax your legs back on down to the floor. Maybe wiggle the feet back and forth just to relax the hips a bit. Allowing your arms to relax by your side. Maybe grab a blanket. You can allow yourself to stay here for as long as you like. Closing your eyes. You can go ahead and wiggle your fingertips, wiggle your toes, bend the legs, roll over to your side, push yourself up, come into a seated position. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so glad you could join me for this new moon yoga sequence. I hope that you're able to bring this peace, clarity of mind, and excitement for what's to begin into your life. Share it with your friends and family. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to be notified when the next videos get released. Until next time, take care.